you. Thank you. Thank you.
Give me my money. Give me my money. Give me my money.
But I might got my own money, but I'm sick of taking care of my damn self. I need a real man. Step front line and take a down. And they always come up with the things I would do for you if we was together trying to sweet talk me. Do it now. What's over the bill? Next, not later. So it's the money. And then we could discuss an arrangement in a potential relationship between you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I knew that. Thank you. Thank you.
Money.
Hey, you guys, and welcome. Let me know below if you can hear me. Drop a 1 in the chat if you can hear me, honey, because I'm in a whole different locale and location on today. How's everybody doing? Hey, Aisha. Welcome. Hey, Darfalina. Come on in the room, y'all. Come on in the room. All right. I got a lot to get off my chest. I got a lot to get off my chest, and I want to hear from you guys, and I want to go through some of these comments that the people been leaving, honey, over on the TikTok. We need to talk about all of the things. Is it really low? Okay. Let me know if this is better. Can you hear me better now? How about now? I will unplug this microphone if it ain't giving what it needs to give. No better? Okay. Let me know if it's loud enough. If not, I can unplug this mic and we can just go straight. Okay, cool. Yeah, a whole new setup, guys. Sorry. But yeah, so I want to know immediately from everybody here who's in the building right now, are any of these couples going to make it? And if so, which one? Because it can only be one couple that can make it. Okay, thank y'all. Let me know. Let me know. Okay, perfect. Hey, Jay. Hey, Vic. Hey, Aquarius the Savage. Welcome. Hey, Darfalina, Aisha, Tremaine. Okay. All right. And y'all, and this might, the only thing I can see going wrong for these two is his mama. If his mama stays in his ear, if she pulls a pout party, listen, I think he might fold. I think it might fold. But I honestly don't have hope for any of these people. Jay says Taylor and Garrett. Unfortunately, Tyler the procreator. When you said Tyler the procreator, I said I need to add that into the zeitgeist. It needs to be added into my lexicon because Tyler the procreator is the most appropriate name there is. Tremaine says no couples are going to make it. Listen, Tremaine, it just keeps getting worse. The pressure is getting worse every single time. Darfalina says everybody needs to break up. I agree. And y'all, since I didn't go live last week, there is a couple from before that I want to get into. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring them up and get this situation off of my chest first and foremost, and then we can get into what happened in episodes 10 and 11. Y'all, spoilers ahead. If you have not caught up, go on and exit now. Come back for the replay. But yeah, we gonna get into it. Vic says, scratch the whole thing. Just start over. And that's what I'm talking about. I want to talk about Steven and Monica because I got the most outrageous, outlandish, out of control backlash on TikTok because I said she was mean. Okay. And I just want to make it very, very clear that two things can be true. He could be a nasty, disgusting degenerate with all sorts of wild kinks and infidelity, a vagabond, right? He could be an infidel. He could be all of those things. It doesn't mean that she was not a mean and nasty person to him. I'm going to just sit it right there. And I don't know what you guys thought of Monica. I thought she was beautiful. I really did. Aesthetically, very pleasing. But to me, her attitude was atrocious. The way she interacted with him, the way she talked to this man, Um, okay, yes, he was foul, he was terrible, he was all of those things, but that didn't make her attitude good. I said, well, damn. It's the TikTok generation, so I guess so. I've never seen anything like it. Unpopular, hey Brit Brat, unpopular opinion here, but I think Garrett and Taylor are a good match. I'm still rooting for them. Everyone else is a no for me. So with Garrett and Taylor, I immediately, once I saw their pictures, read their bios before the season even started, I said, okay, this is a match. They're both in the sciences. They probably both think analytically. They seem like they would fit, into each other's worlds. But when I met his mama, actually in the pods, when she didn't reveal her ethnicity and he said that she was calculating and hiding stuff from him, I thought that was crazy. That was my first clue beneath the surface that he or his family has some issues with people, with different people. I'll say that. Now, what he's saying sounds good. I don't know about this conversation that he had with the ex from 6 years ago. Somebody on TikTok said they think his mama reached out to the girl and had her reach out to him, and that's where that came from. Because in his bio, he said he hadn't been dating, he hadn't been actively seeing anyone, dating anyone, anything of the sort. So I was extremely surprised by that confession in episodes 10 or 11 that he's having communicado with the ex. But I think if his mom oversteps her boundaries, it's over for them. I don't know if he could abide his mother being unhappy. And my thing with his mama, girl, he's old. Like not old, y'all. I'm y'all know how old I am. He's older. Like he is not 20 years old. He's not even 30 years old, okay? Like he is a grown a man. Let this man live. Why are you there throwing a temper tantrum? His mama pissed me off so bad. But on paper, in theory, I did see it for Garrett and Taylor originally. But I don't know. I don't care for either one. Yep, let me go back. Let me go back to these two. Yeah, because she was just nasty for no reason. She was mean and she was bossy. And here's the thing with it. It was the power dynamic. She knew that as far as education, she probably superseded him as far as career, as far as income, and she knew that going in when she selected him. And she came in under the guise of, I'm the oldest one here, I'm 37, and nobody is left for me. I get the bottom of the barrel, so I'm just gonna settle. That's what it gave. I'm just gonna settle for and not that his career would make her settling. I'm saying by her standards, right? She said she was looking for someone with a prestigious education, like that came from money, that had lineage. You know what I mean? And so going into it, I think she knew the power dynamic was going to be off, and I think she thought that she would be able to run him. And I mean, she did for a little while until he damn came out wanting to be pegged and stuff. She wasn't as mean as Bootzilla, but yeah. Yeah, we'll definitely get that. We're going to get to them in them raggedy white boots. What are you doing in those boots, ma'am? Or a leather jacket every single time we saw her. I said, what are these fashions? Like they were absolutely choices. Saying she only dated white women was also a clue. She should run. I agree. We're back to talking about Garrett and I mean, yeah, you know, Garrett just needed to be happy he got chose, in my opinion. Kind of pick me vibes to an extent, definitely. Tremaine says I wanted to slap Hannah for calling Nick stupid, but yeah. So as far as these two are concerned, Garrett and Taylor, they have that blowout because he's corresponding. Initially, before the mixer, he's like, they get into it because apparently she found out that he had been on a post with an ex, or so she thought, right? That he had just responded or liked, not a full conversation. He gets in the mixer, honey, gets to get the libations in him, talking to Tyler. I guess he forgot she was right there and said, yeah, my ex hit me up and I had to let her know. I said it, blah, 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 blah. And she's like, you talked to her? You had a conversation with her? And I, he shouldn't be doing the foolishness, right? But am I going to spaz about it? Probably not, because look here. at any given moment, any random can pop up in my phone and I can look at it, I can delete it, I can say I'm taken, I can do any of those things. Does that warrant a whole conversation with your partner about somebody you just paid dust? I don't know, but she says that she has a history of being cheated on, and so she's insecure in that area. And I think if he knew that, he should have, been respectful about that. Garrett did lie a bit, but Taylor is tripping again. Yeah, I just think about how people be, and they always are trying to circle the block and see what's going on. I don't know. It just didn't feel as big of a deal to me as I guess it felt to her. But again, if she has a history, exactly, Vic. If I opened up my DMs right now, if I went through my phone right now, that man is gonna like have an attitude. Oh, so and so hit you up and said so and so and so and so. Like it would be a never ending. And for what? For no reason. I'm not entertaining it. I think it comes down to knowing the person that you're with and trusting them. And if you can't trust them, you don't need to be with them. Like, listen, Vic, accurate every day. It's like, why am I trying to do this? There's been conjecture around him breaking the NDA and telling the ex that he had met someone. Like I said, the theory that his mama gave the ex the information so that she could reach out and say whatever. Aquarius to Savage, that's what it's about. Absolutely. You got to be secure. Because what's the point of being together if you're always looking over your shoulder or thinking they're doing something they're not going to do? My thing with Garrett, like I said, he should be happy to be chose. I didn't see anything malicious in this, right? This wouldn't have been the reason I left Garrett. I would have left Garrett about the race stuff. That's where I would have left Garrett and his mama breaking down in tears in the kitchen. That's when I would have left his tail. It wouldn't have been about that little whatever. But tell the truth, Garrett. That's the other part of that. You can't tell me half a truth. You can't lie. You can't do any of that. Hey, pretty girl. You can't do that. Taylor said he should shut it down. So when she found out he did, she got madder. Taylor, I really like Taylor. I think that Taylor is a girl's girl. We've seen her be in support of her friends, and I don't think Taylor takes any mess. And I'm not mad at that either, but I'm gonna need her to kind of pick and choose her battles. Again, this wouldn't have been the reason. And when he basically says, "Yeah, my mom is probably not gonna be at the wedding," she took that on the chin as well. I just don't like this for her. I don't like the idea of her being in this relationship with a man whose family is never going to accept her. And virtually she is ideal. She's in science, she's ambitious, she presents well. It's not like I don't know why they're acting that way. Taylor want to argue and she might want to fight. I don't know. I really enjoyed her mother. I felt like her mom is what his mom should aspire to. I feel like when they sat down there and they were talking about Taylor's dad and his strong feelings about everything, and she was like, listen, this is our baby. This is her choice. We're going to support her. Okay. We're going to ride down for her and, pray for the best. I thought that was the best approach because at the end of the day, these are two grown A people who signed up for a show in advance. If his mammy felt like she had an attitude, she should have addressed it with him before he got on the show, while he was in the application process. If she's got so much say and control in your life, Garrett. So now Taylor is saying that this has caused a seed of doubt. They were up talking all night, and he tried to, make her feel better, but she doesn't know. And I think that's put on. I'm like, did the producers put y'all up to this? Red flag on mom not coming to a wedding. No shade. It's unnatural. It is. Hey, Anakin. Right. Wedding is not going to move forward if the mom is going to always cause issues. Because what's the point? Who wants a life of like enmity with your in laws? Nobody wants that. And then they're really going to be pissed because she's going to have him move to San Diego. Oh, you took my son away from me. You did X, Y, or Z. It's going to be a mess. And I hate that for them because I think without that element, They could have been, but I really don't like that dynamic, y'all. I really don't like that dynamic. Absolutely, Aquarius. If any immediate relative says they won't show up for the wedding, you're doomed to be miserable until you divorce. Pretty girl. I mean, unless you can be one of those people who is completely detached from family, but who wants that? I just don't like that over encroaching mother energy when he's almost 40 years old, if he's not already 40. Girl, you got a whole daughter and grandkids. Worry about yourself. Worry about yourself. Jay says, sweet, please, like, do all the things. We trying to run it up, y'all. Y'all know we hit 5K, right? And it's because of y'all, and I appreciate you so much. But yeah, anything else on Taylor and Garrett? Anything else y'all want to say before we ease on down this road and get to these other people? It'd be surprising that his ex-girlfriend pops up to the wedding with his mom, baby. Crazier things have happened. Y'all know they said on Love is Blind UK, Big Fine, Steven, his girlfriend, his ex was at his wedding. That's what they say. It's surprising, yeah. Thank you, Aquarius. I appreciate you. Okay, let's ease on down. They're the most boring, I think. Who else is least important to me? These two. Can y'all guess who I'm about to put up here? Who do y'all think is the next least important to me? The couple I care about least of all. Let's see what y'all say. Yes, honey. Steven's ex was at that wedding, they said. He's still fine. Tremaine, you know me. You know me, sis. You already know. These two I could care less about. Him and them pink pants. They've disturbed me ever since I saw the original pictures. The original, like I Oh, they're next, Aisha. Tim and Alex are absolutely next. Listen, Rainbow Prince and the Beard. Pretty girl, I'm not playing with you. They on the list, but they had the drama, Aquarius, so I'm gonna save them a little bit. Leo. Marissa and Ramses. Yes, these two, I could give a damn. I really could. I don't care. And look at how these pants are sitting on him, y'all. I just want y'all to zoom in really quick and look and see how these pictures, these pants are zooming on him. I honestly, when I was looking at the meet the cast pictures, I did not think he was gonna be a contender with them two locks and the curly top and the blouses. I did not think he was gonna be a contender. Hey, Rachel, welcome to the live. He wants to have his cake and eat it too. Here's what disturbs me most about Ramses. It's this idea that he is so woke and he is so enlightened and he's deconstructed from his faith and now he's walking in this new era. Yet he doesn't want to give this lady bodily autonomy. He basically said, if you're not gonna let me raw dog it, I'm gonna have to figure something else out because me being satisfied is number one. This man does not want to be a husband. He don't. I don't know what he came on this show for. I don't know what product he's trying to promote. If he has a company, an organization, I don't know. I don't know. But it can't be for a wife. Not you, this enlightened, crunchy. I just learned. Y'all know y'all taught me what crunchy was. But y'all. And because she don't want to be on birth control for obvious reasons, because again, I've actually haven't been on birth control since I'm in my 20s, because I know that it doesn't agree with everyone. And the idea that he's like, well, I'm not gonna wear a condom, it makes sex bad for me. What? And like that's a deal breaker. On top of that, this idea that you've known, you talked to her in the pods, you knew she had a military career, and now you're saying if she decided to go into the reserves or something happened and she had to re-enter, you would leave her? Like, yeah, it's a deal breaker for me. Everything's a deal breaker for him, in my opinion. And then in these episodes, she had PMS. She ain't want to be touched. Now you feel unwanted. To me, everything revolves around him. It cycles around him. Listen, yes, pants are tight and short. Nah, bruh, absolutely. And that blouse. What are you doing? What are you doing in those two stray locks? Baby, he ain't got one. He's tucked. It's tucked. It absolutely is giving camel toe. That part. You don't like the Bismol fitted look. Here's the thing. I'm here for an eclectic vibe. You know what I'm saying? I am here for an artsy man. You know what I mean? I'm here for that. He gives disingenuous from the get go. That's another thing that pisses me off about them as a whole, and what my major contention was from the beginning. Everything with them, even in the pods, felt superficial. I think she had a better connection with Bodan, but she saw him in episode 10, 11 at that mixer, the speakeasy mixer, and was like, oh, yeah, the attraction's not there. He was probably a better fit for her. He'd have supported you, young queen. Because what does Ramses do? What does he do when the mama and her mama is out of line? I'm never gonna sanction the mama cussing everybody out, calling her daughter a B, doing all that. But my thing is, those are valid questions. Like, I know you surviving because DC is high, you have your own place, you don't have a roommate. But what is it that you do? What do you do, Ramses, other than cast judgment? And also, it's kind of telling that in his past marriage, he divorced her because he could deconstruct it from the faith, and apparently she did it. And so, he decided to leave. Like, I don't get that. I wonder what these people's definitions of love are. And so they're talking. She's doing all of the wedding planning by herself because, again, he feels unwanted because she didn't let him rub on her booty because she was PMSing. Okay. And so she says, once a month I get like this. And he's like, oh, no, no, I don't know. And she's like, it starts to have me question, what if I get sick? What if something happens? He's like, that's a good concern to have. He is not in it for the long haul. He is not in it for better or worse. He is in it for them draws for right now. And so is she. It gives very superficial. It gives y'all only get along when the sex is happening in the bedroom. And apparently they worked that out. I said, what is it? The pull-out method? Like, what changed? You got on the pill for him? Because we know he ain't putting on a condom. And the fact that you're not wearing protection in the year of our Lord 2024, not only in the whole world, but in DC of all places. I don't like it. Okay, I don't like the raw or nah situation. He sells blouses. You know what? Let my people go. Let Marissa go. Marissa needs to set herself free. Marissa needs to set her damn self free, because here's the thing. Girl, you already said, I've tried the hyper masculine men. I've been in the military all this time, and that's who I dealt with. And I love that he's totally different. Totally different. But is he? Is he? It seems to me he's ready to leave you at the drop of a hat. And so we're through these episodes. She's basically like, I'm doing everything for myself. When I, met your people, I bring a gift and all that. You got nothing from my mother. I feel like I would have to think for you throughout the relationship. My thing is, what did y'all do in the pods? What did y'all talk about in the pods? These are things that should have been discussed then. You not wanting to wear a condom, your feelings on the military being a deal breaker, your, these great devout values that you now have. You know what I mean? As tight as those britches are, that would be the least of my concerns if I was her. Because if that makes sex unpleasurable to you, but you're yet out here screwing or have been in DC, are you unprotected with all these people that you're with? Child, Marissa she's just hanging on by a thread. And I think she wants to be chosen as well. I do. I just really, like I said, I feel like her and Bodan had a deeper connection. I felt like they talked about real things. And these two, I don't know. I just think they thought it would be cute on paper. All right. That's what I feel. But enough about them, because I'm over them already. Ooh, Tim. Let's go here. Let's go here. Trying to look like Sam Cooke. Boy, sit down. Okay, she says, Marissa, try harder. You don't want this. Just because you guys can share the same faith, you know what? because he's not giving husband at all. And I won't cast any aspersions about his sex. I don't know what that man like. I just know he don't seem to like her. Because he's like, he already has cold feet. Like, are we sure this is what we should be doing? Are you sure? Like, I only want to do this one more time. I only want to do this one more time. I want to make sure it's right. You should have been making sure it's right instead of just trying to screw each other's brains out this whole time. That's what I feel about it. Tim must have told his hairline, you know what? And this is another thing. The girlies on TikTok are telling me I'm wrong, that Alex is the diabolical one, and that he is a great guy. Now, here is the thing with this. I haven't liked Tim since the beginning. I haven't liked him since he used trauma as a form of bonding with her in the pods. First chat, you're trauma dumping on her. She's in there crying. Every session, y'all are crying, and you're talking about, these traumatic things that have happened to you and your family. I thought it felt like manipulation to me then. And I saw him for who he is. I don't know. Something about him completely just rubs my spirit the complete wrong way. Now, is Alex perfect? No. I do believe she put hands on him. I do believe she called him everything but a child of God. I do. I think she cussed him out. I think she called him some names. I do. But my contention is Tim knew he ain't want to be with that lady after they were in Mexico. Okay. He knew then why he dragged this out, went and did this whole emotional thing with her daddy who done had a stroke, and we had to watch him cry and do all that. It was too much, sir. You knew you ain't want that lady. You knew you ain't want. You knew she was not the perfect Patty wife that he wants. Here's my thing about Tim. Tim wants a malleable woman who doesn't talk back. You heard me. He want a wife to be seen and not heard. He wants somebody he can do all this stuff, right? And she's just gonna smile and take it. She's gonna clean up after him. She's gonna wash his dirty drawers. She's gonna do all of the things, and she's gonna do it with a smile. And I think that after meeting his parents, which I think are lovely people, don't get me wrong, but the daddy ain't had two words to say. The mama runs the household. And so what I think in my mind is Tim does not want that dynamic in his relationship. He, like his mama said, Tim is like me. Tim is my child. He like me. I think he wants the opposite of his mother in a relationship. I really, really do. Thank you. That's that part, Darfalina. That part. He does not want a wife like his mama. He should have never read that letter to her dad. He knew in Mexico after whatever she called him, and he was ready to throw her away right then. He ain't want that lady. Why are you dragging it? Did you just want more airtime? Aisha K says, I have never trusted Tim, but he was wrong as hell for reading that letter to the father. That part. Tim deserves 0 grade. He's the worst kind of demon. Yes, because he flies under the radar. You go and you look at his well-appointed home and you're thinking, oh, this man's got it together. He's good. And like I said, Alex is not perfect. I do believe she put her hands on him. I do believe she cussed him clean out. I believe that. But I also believe that he was going to make her life miserable if she would have married him. He would have tried to put that lady in a box. He would have. He would have tried to change her to make her into who he wanted her or needed her to be. Anybody willing to throw you away this quick never wanted you, never loved you. No, exactly. And why are you busting it wide open with her? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's really, really wild to me. If I get a man husband in the future, he should be worried if I don't talk back. If I get quiet when I'm mad, you better walk on eggshells to make me happy again. That part. Tremaine, yes, he wants a Stepford wife. That's what I think. And I think he's relied on, maybe his accolades, his career, the fact that he's financially stable. Like I've met Tim's before. I've met him before. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. He won't let Alex sleep okay, so listen. So yeah. So apparently the parents drive up to DC, which is like a 10-hour drive from where they are. We get to see the encounter, right? And so the next day they're connected and he already got his face tuned up. Because if he don't do nothing else, he's gonna wear hoochie daddy shorts and he's gonna tune his face up. Okay. And so they're sitting there and he's basically like, yeah, we need to talk. I haven't liked how things are going. And she's like, well, what happened? Like, what is it? What happened? And I didn't like that you took a nap yesterday when my parents drove all this way to be up here. And I'm like, initially I was like, well, dang, she fell asleep on him. Like, we saw the interaction. I thought it was cute or whatever. This lady took a nap after talking to his parents for 4 hours. 4 hours wasn't enough. 4 hours and she can't get a nap. What? What? Exactly. Because one thing for certain, two things for sure, I'm asleep. I'm gonna take a nap when I can get one. And I didn't talk to these people for four. You know how draining it is to talk to somebody for 4 hours? And so he sits there, and also I sent you a text this morning to check on your tires and you never responded. And for that reason, I would never want you to be my wife. You could never be my wife. Matter of fact, I don't want to see you for the rest of my whole life, like Kevin McAllister said. I never want to see you for the rest of my whole life. I said, whoa, whoa, whoa. The lady took a nap and she didn't respond to one of your texts, and it's over. That man did not want that lady since Mexico. He didn't want her. She got too much lip. She talked back. I don't know. The smirk on his face said it all. And then she gonna say like she wants to save it. I was like, girl, let that man go. He doing you a favor. He doing you a favor because even in all your bad behavior, all I can see right now is his. All I can see right now is his. And honestly, we haven't seen much of her bad behavior on camera. But even with her, again, this wasn't love. She wasn't concerned about the relationship. She was concerned about saving face. She said, you wrote a letter to my daddy. You had my daddy on here crying on national television, making him promises. And now you're just gonna walk away. He said, yep. She said, your mind's made up. He said, yep. She said, okay. And she got to scrolling on her phone and he dipped out later in the mixer. She was like, I just hate he talked to my daddy. That lady didn't care. That lady did not care, and neither did he. I hated everything about it. It was a blessing. I we Let's talk about it, Britt Brad. Aquarius the Savage says, I would have been like, thank you, sir. A bless. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm telling you, that is not the life anyone would have wanted. Britt Brad, here we go again. I'm sorry, but I really thought that was so rude to go to sleep when his family came all the way. That is the when can you sleep though? 4 hours is a long time. He couldn't take them out and about. I might need an hour after 4 hours of talking to somebody. I'm gonna charge it to her head and not her heart. I'm gonna charge it to her head and her heart, not her heart. That maybe she might have anemia or like a you know what I mean? She might need her naps. I don't know. I don't know. But I don't think she was trying to slight. Now, what the people on TikTok did say was that when she hugged them with one arm, with her other hand in her pocket, like she wasn't interested in connecting with them. That's what I did hear. That she didn't give or put her best foot forward. But here's my thing: if you're meeting my parents for the first time, right? And we're connected, they've driven a long way, and we've talked for 4 hours. And I tell you, babe, I want to talk to your parents. I love them so much. I'm having such a great time, but I'm so sleepy. Let me go take a nap. Can you take them out for a couple hours and then we can connect later on? Would that be acceptable in your guys' sight? Because I don't know. Naps are beneficial. I get cranky as hell without sleep. It was probably her nerves too. So anxious about meeting the parentals. And after 4 hours, she crashed out. Yeah. I think there's a way to do everything. And maybe she just didn't do it the right way. I don't know. But 4 hours is a long time. How you saw how quiet his dad was, baby. His mama run that. After he spent so much time preparing for her parents and dad, I think you came off rude. You think she came off rude? Alex does give lazy. She might be, honey. She's a what does she do for a living? Dealing with Tim and his mama for 4 hours sounds like a whole lot. Now, what I will say was trifling, and I will give it to you for this. This was trifling. The fact that he did grill and everything for her family, prepare, and then he had to clean up afterwards. She couldn't even clean up afterwards. I feel like now, see, these are things I can justify, but her taking a nap, I can't get behind you leaving her for a nap. But this Jane Doe girl, I agree with this because at the very least, you could have cleaned them dishes. Yeah. And I mean, I would have tried to as well, upon meeting somebody's parents for the first time. I just think if she went 4 hours straight of being hospitable, entertaining, that they could have worked it out and maybe connected later on in the day after she had I don't know if that lady got a condition or what. Um, not Alex made him make the food, make the plates, and clean them too. See, that part's wrong. To me, that's very wrong. I agree, Darfelina. Dealing with him and his mama sounds exhausting. Nothing was going to be acceptable to Tim. But see this, because I'm thoroughly convinced since Mexico, he ain't since that lady cussed him out and hit him in the face or whatever she did, he ain't want that lady. Yeah, I'll say that there was no maximum effort. I will also say this: Alex was aggravated by Tim as soon as they met in person. She hated everything he said. She hated all of his jokes. She frowned up every time he spoke. But there's still something about him I don't like, y'all. Two things can be true. Both can be true. I still think he does want a Stepford wife, like my sis Tremaine said. I do. But yeah, y'all know that was done. They see each other at the mixer. He pays her dust, and she's over there like, I wish I could be smiling and happy like he is. Girl, why not? Why not? And meet some of them other fellas in the space. Why not? I'm just saying that's what I would do. Yeah, she didn't. She didn't quite like him anyway. Justice for Alex. And like I said, I definitely think she got issues. If she really cussed that man out and hit him like they say happened, and I'm gonna at some point listen to his story. They say he's done an interview or made a post or something. But I just something about him, y'all. I still don't like. I can't do it. Yeah, yeah. Tim wanted a woman to fit right into his family. Like, yeah, that's basically because why are you unloading all of that so early on? Like, there were a lot of things that I thought were interesting, but I don't know why they ended up choosing each other. Was it that they were the only fit for one another? Were they their only options? That's why I feel like we need behind the scenes of Love is Blind. I need to see all of the connections. They need to release it as like bonus footage. Oh, now listen. It isn't always 50-50, and that's part of adulthood. Sometimes the load is on one person. That's a normal day. You make your food and clean up afterwards, whether you're single or not sometimes. Yeah. I'm the hostess with the mostest. So if it's me, I'm gonna go above and beyond, especially if I care about you. If I have a house guest in from out of state, I'm gonna make them a care basket. I'm gonna cook. I'm gonna clean. I'm gonna do all of the things. Um, I do think it's kind of telling that she didn't put up a lot of effort, but maybe she didn't know the expectation. I don't know. I'm not gonna make excuses for her because, like I said, I don't feel like she liked him that much anyway. Now, Tremaine, how do we know that? Brit, since Mexico, he was clocking everything she did, and I agree he wanted out, but so did she. I'm glad it went down like this instead of dragging her sick daddy. That's not funny. It just read funny in my mind, Britt Brad. You're right, because leave that man out of it. Leave the daddies out of it. Leave the daddies out of it. Absolutely, pretty girl. We won't excuse her behavior. Right is right and wrong is wrong, and two things can be true, right? She can be a maniac and he can be whatever too. Y'all want to go to white go-go boots, or do y'all want to talk Tyler the Procreator, as my good sis Jay calls him? Who y'all want to go to next? Who y'all want to go to next? Go-go boots first. Okay. Lord, I had to read this half of the riot act. They didn't tag her in all my posts, and I hope she comes over there. so I can do a special video directly to her. Because the way that couldn't have been my brother, my cousin, my nephew, it couldn't have been anything I knew that connected to her in how she did this man. And the way she managed to squeeze on those damn white boots every chance she got, I'll never. It told me everything I needed from the beginning. And when I read her bio in that Meet the Cast video, and she says, a lot of people think I come off rude or nasty, and that's just me. I just am who I am, and I say it like it is. No, you're nasty. You're a wannabe mean girl because you could never Regina George. I'm sorry, you could never be her. All right. But she was just so nasty, so rude. She was vile to me. And like I said in my full review recap video, if this had been a man doing this to a woman, we'd have to call them people. We'd have to call them people. The way she took every opportunity to humiliate, to downgrade, to talk down to tell him he wasn't enough, it grinded my gears. How nasty of a human being can you be? You knew this man lived at home with his mama. You knew this man didn't take care of his cat. You knew this man couldn't do anything. Why choose him? Get with Raggedy Leo. You could have got with Leo. Leo had the bag. He was begging for you. Baby, I'm begging, baby, I'm begging, begging, begging. You could have got with Leo. Why take him knowing what it was, okay, and treat him like a maniac? Like she was so nasty to him, y'all. The way she talked in front of her friends, in front of her brothers, and the fact that her raggedy friends and raggedy brother co-signed this behavior. I see why she does it. I see why she does it because she gets away with it. There's nobody to hold her accountable. And here's my thing, Jane Doe girl, because that's what the people on TikTok are saying. Some people. And my thing is him living at home at 28, not being able to boil pasta water. Okay, I don't think he's ready for marriage for a myriad of reasons, but that's no excuse to treat him badly when you chose him on national TV. Then got up there and talked about the man don't eat coochie. Girl, that's somebody you should have asked. That's a question you ask in the pods. Because it sure enough would be a deal breaker. Do you like to crunch and munch, sir? No? Okay. I need to ease on down the road. But don't do that. Don't go to the mixer and air this man out like that. I hated that. Even if he wasn't Steven, he wasn't Tyler, he wasn't any of them. He just wasn't ready for marriage to me. He just wasn't responsible. But she knew that. So why not call it off? You don't have to be nasty and mean because of that. I don't understand, I guess, this idea that because somebody acts a certain way, it causes you to behave in a nasty, negative way. Like I get matching energy, but Nick D has been as kind as he want to be to her. He just takes it all on the chin. Everything she said, every way she's talked about him, every way she's disparaged him. You don't read. You don't read. You don't do anything. I'm the mama. I made you a man. I brought you from a boy to a man. Did you? Because who are you? Because you're so immature and I'm the most mature. Girl, just because you have a mortgage and pay a bill does not make you mature. Sorry, Stink. It doesn't. She just literally grinded my gears because how dare you with them books. If he came at her with this, if Nick had been a bit more fine, if Nick had been 6'5", 250 with a full beard that connected, she wouldn't dare. She'd be over there like Chelsea was last season. Oh my gosh, does he like me? Does he want me? She just didn't like him. When she saw him, she knew she didn't want him. She knew. That's what Jay said. That Jay has coined that, Tyler the Procreator. That's just my baby mama. Who that is? Hannah has no style. Everything she wears, them leather jackets, them boots. I said, who is doing this? Hannah didn't lift Nick up. And let's talk about that. And that's an example of how to talk to somebody. When Katie saw him in that mixer and she pulled him to the side and she said, you know what, Nick, you are immature. Okay. And I realized that in our conversation, but you have a great heart. You're a great man. You have so much potential. That's how you talk to somebody if you cared about them. Hannah didn't love this man. She didn't. She didn't. In my opinion, Vic, I didn't like that. I don't because I felt like he was just taking it. It was like she was battering him. She wanted Leo, but was insecure about her size, especially after she seen his. Yep, you're right about that, Aisha. Nick wouldn't go down on Hannah, but look how she treated him. I wouldn't eat that box either. Ugh. She gave off country as hell in all the wrong ways. You know what, pretty girl. And what's crazy is when we meet her parents, they're like, "Oh, how are you going to deal with her? Hannah's a lot." They know who their child is. Tremaine, I didn't see Leo. They didn't make a stink about Leo. They made the stink about Katie. Nick had more patience with an unemployed person than I ever would. Listen, our life in horror. Hannah was a terror to me. Yes, she was not attracted to him, but her behavior was just awful to that poor man. I'm mad he didn't quit her though. After that, I made you a man nonsense. Girl, listen, because who are you talking to? Who are you talking to? It could, like I said, it couldn't have been my brother, couldn't have been my cousin, couldn't have been anybody I knew, as a matter of fact. Not and let me see it. Because how dare you in those boots? How dare you, period. Because I'm gonna keep it cute. No ad hominems at all, but she was a monster to him. And like I said, if she had been a man and this was a woman, they'd have the picket signs up. Do you hear me? Hey Tony, so you know she's a problem when her parents can't stand her. They said, "Oh, we'll trade you in. We'll trade." Listen, and I would too because Hannah, you're not her. I'm sorry, you're not that girl. And so after the mixer, she's hot, right? Because my friend, Katie, you were over there talking to her for 40 minutes. What were you talking about? I said, well, she was pouring into me. Unlike you, she was giving me constructive feedback with care and not being a psychomaniac talking to me like I am a 12-year-old. And he's like, you should talk to her. Well, I don't even know if that's really my friend because why would she be talking to my man for 40 minutes? Girl, that's not your man. You don't even like him. Like let's stop the cat, okay? And so, he's like, you should ask her. And that's when, I made you a man, boy. I made you a man. Okay, girl. So finally it's time to do the dresses because we know that happened. And she was like, called him in advance, was like, I can't go through with this. And he basically was like, well, just don't embarrass me on camera. And she proceeds to embarrass him on camera and tell him everything he's not. Do you even take care of your cat? No, my dog gets up. What bills do you pay? Well, I pay my car payment, my car insurance. Girl, you already knew that. Why did you feel the need to air him out? Like, I don't know. I don't know what she was thinking. Like, let's just kiss and say goodbye. She got to initiate the sex all the time. Maybe he didn't want that. Maybe he didn't want the cougar cat. Maybe he didn't want it. That just, I'm sorry. She got me heated though, because I just hate to see somebody bullied, and she bullied him. Nick still wanted to be with Hannah after she said it won't work out. And that was even more sad to me because what is he used to in life that he'd be willing to put up with someone like that? He could have left if he felt some type of way about her attitude, but to coddle him like his mom hasn't been working clearly. I don't think it was even about coddling because I don't feel like Katie coddled him. She was like, you were immature. I had just poured my heart out and you were talking about how fine you thought I was probably going to be. Like, that's not mature, Nick. But I think you have a good heart. I think you're a good person. I think in a couple years, after you've lived a little bit longer, you'll be able to. My issue with Hannah is you're frustrated in trying to change a person who you already know who they are. Nick ain't hide he was living at home with his mama. That wasn't a secret. When she asked him a direct question, he answered it. She just didn't like it. Bow out. I don't get the idea of being mean to him for what? Like for what reason? What did it serve? You can give information without being nasty and belittling. I would never want someone to talk to me that way. That said that they loved me and I was in relationship with, thinking about marrying, and all they could do every time we talked is find something negative to say about me. That would be so hurtful to me. And it's not her job to coddle him, but it's also not her job to be with him. She could have just let him go. Our life in horror. Hannah reminded me of my ex. So mean. I'm sorry. I hate to hear that. That feels like I don't know. I can't imagine being in a relationship like that. I guess I've been blessed in my relationships because the men I've dated, been with have been so kind. But that's a requirement for me. You got to talk nice to me. Talk to me nicely. It was Hannah that introduced Nick to to Katie at the mixer. Absolutely. Because Katie was talking about how fine he was in real life. Girl, if that's your friend, check your friend. He had nothing to do. And what was crazy is Katie's pouring out all this stuff like, you're such a great guy. I just thought you were immature. You weren't for me, but I'm glad you're with my friend. And he was like, yeah, and I love Hannah. I'm so excited to be with her. I love her. It was like nothing but accolades for her. I don't know what Hannah expected to change in 2 weeks with him. You knew who he was. Like, and these are foundational core questions that you ask during the pods. Can you manage a household? Do you feel like you're able to provide for a household? Do you feel as though, what responsibilities do you currently have? What's your living situation? Can you boil pasta water? Can you cook? What's your expectation? Do you read? These are all things y'all should have been talking about in the pods. I don't understand. She is deeply insecure, so she had to put him down to feel better about herself. That has to be it. Absolutely. And how sick is that? Because get help. Yes, Tony talking about respect and maturity, and she has neither. Neither. Critical thinker. Hey, critical. It is over when it's over, or never was in the case of Hannah. Girl, because what was it really? What did he say? Is that still a reason to cuss him out and talk crazy to him? I don't know. It'll never justify for me. Just like everyone was like with Monica and Steven, like, oh, he was a degenerate and he was doing all this, and he was, but Monica was still nasty and rude to him. To me, that doesn't change. That doesn't change. It to me, it doesn't justify the behavior to me. Neither justifies either to me. But yeah, that was them. They decide not to do it. She don't get to wear a dress. We don't have to see those white boots anymore. And I thought Nick was gonna cry. I thought he was gonna sit there and cry like a baby. But I guess he held it together. He was in his confessional. He's on down the road. Y'all didn't love each other anyway. Let's be honest. None of these people love each other. It's not love. I don't know what it is. It's definitely not love. Shout out to the 20 something people in here. Appreciate y'all being here. Let's get to these people. Tyler, the procreator, and Ashley, honey. My girl in a bag of pearls. I love Ashley, but I want her to stand up. So y'all know. And maybe he cleaned his room, right, Aisha? Maybe he meant cook tacos and hamburgers, and maybe he meant clean his room. Hannah may need to feel like the dominant one in relationships because of her insecurities. The only type I see her with is that drunkard. Oh, pretty girl. Oh, not you tickling me. All right. Tyler, the procreator, and Ashley. He's still lying in his lady face. Every chance she gets, and she's eating it up. She says, okay, Tyler, I'm wrapping my head around everything. I'm wrapping my head around this idea that you were a sperm donor for 3 babies, sperm donor. Is there anything else that's going to pop out of this box? Is anything else going to pop out of this box? Are there any other secrets that are going to come out? No, we're good. No, we're good, Ash. We're good. Everything's good. She's like, okay, I can get past this. Here's the thing with Tyler. He is the biggest op against himself. He is his own biggest op. Because here's the thing. After watching everything fold out, I know our original discernment was not off about him in terms of his feelings for her in the pods, even in this episode. As much as he can feel or whatever he feels for Ashley, his issue is he doesn't think he deserves anything, and he doesn't. And you don't, because your mission now is to destroy this young woman. It's bad enough that these lies, everything is going to be exposed, everything is going to come out. But the idea that you knowingly are going into this on national TV to literally lie every day of your life to this woman is despicable work. It's despicable. And the sad part is if he would have told the truth in the pods, Ashley would have accepted him anyway. She would have. She gives that energy. She gives that, oh, this is a good man. I can deal with this. I can do this. All he had to say was, listen, I got kids, but it's a weird situation. It's a funny story. Let me tell you about it. That's all he had to say. That's literally all he had to say. But now you've created this lie and you're carrying it out day after day. And not only is she going to have to deal with this privately, she's going to have to deal with this amongst her family and now the whole world because you've been aired out by your baby mama. Baby mama got on there and was like, listen, Tyler, if you don't fix this, I'm going to air it all out. And I mean all, ALL. So here is the scoop, allegedly, right? He originally, the first baby was in fact a sperm donor baby. He was friends with a lesbian couple and they were trying to conceive. And so he gave his sperm, boom, 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 boom. Okay. Well, the lesbian couple gets divorced. He and one of the people in the lesbian couple, she wants some more kids. He down with the get down and was on the birth certificate up to last Christmas, I guess. Last Christmas, she put in a request to remove him from the birth certificate because I guess he had up and left for filming. So he just abandoned the kids. He was a part of their life. I mean, they're doing Christmases together. They're doing matching pajamas, all of the things. And the show came around and he just stopped the show. I mean, stopped all that to be on the show, to live his single best life. Telling Ashley he wants to have kids, knowing he got 3. So now she's sitting here like, okay, I can forgive you. We're going to move past it because there's no other secrets coming out, right? Let's go skydiving. Let's do this. Let's get so much closer. And they're trying wedding dresses on. He's crying with his little friends, knowing he's lying. And I want to know, do his friends know as well? This is truly heartbreaking because I think he's just his own biggest op. There was no reason to do this. And what's gonna piss me off is if he did this to trap her. Like, oh, I know if Ashley marries me, she won't leave me when the truth comes out. That's even more diabolical. Yes, Aisha. Not in my Ashley voice. Pretty girl, 3 kids, no matter if they've never seen him before, is a no-go. Sperm donor or not, that's a deal breaker. I can't wrap my head around you bringing life into the world and not being involved. That part. The being involved part is what bothers me. I mean, when you're older, I guess it matters less, especially depending on the ages of the kids. But it's not unrealistic for a man in my demographic to have a couple kids, but the fact that he's an involved parent who takes care of his kids, that's vital. It truly pains me to watch someone be so desperate that they will go for anything. And I think Ashley and I think Ashley just has that stick and stay spirit. And some women do. I personally don't have a struggle love spirit. I don't have it in me. God didn't give that to me. Um I've never been able to do it. I will run like the wind. I will be out of there. Too sweet, okay? But she's got that. I'm a stick beside him spirit, and I don't know what to tell her. I really hope that her dad beats Tyler up. I do, because I feel like he just traumatized this Black woman. And I did a whole series on socials, you guys, about reality dating shows traumatizing Black women. But that's a whole nother story for another day because it seems intentional at this point. Because what did the producers didn't vet him, and they say he scrubbed his socials. Nobody scrubs their socials that good, Bookie. Nobody scrubs their socials that well. He's a liar, deceiver, heartbreaker. Run, Ashley. She ain't gonna run. That's the sad part. I don't know, Tremaine. We met his raggedy friends. It's crazy to keep watching these two knowing all that we know. It is. Yes, but would he have to support the story with documentation? He'd have to do something. From the pods, Tyler's always gave me the see, and I like Tyler in the pods. I thought that's probably just me being optimistic. Talking, let's have 7 kids, but not mention he has 3-kid head start. That part. True. Why didn't we meet Tyler's family? Why didn't we? He just got a mama, right? Because didn't he have like a story childhood or whatever? That's why he can't. I feel safe with her. I felt y'all know I didn't like that. I did say that in my other video that I did not like. He kept saying, I feel safe with Ashley. Why are you so worried about feeling safe? I heard he's going as Nick Can't. You know what, Tony? You know what? Tyler is why confession and accountability is important. It's funny. And my thing is, she is totally open to whatever he would have said. He didn't like, you ain't got to lie, Craig. You ain't got to lie. His friends know for sure you are the company you keep. The Christmas photos and buying gifts, nah, exactly. He lied on the application and said he had no kids. I still need him to do some digging. I need these producers to do some damn vetting and digging. They sure do. They sure do. Way less than a job, because a job will hop on your socials in a heartbeat. Him lying, saying kids don't know how he looked is insane with all the photos. Yes. And it's just a whole rabbit hole, guys, if you choose to go down it. But again, they're going through the motions. If nothing comes out before the next episode, she's going to say yes to that man. And then once she's married, it's going to be hard for her to walk away. Tyler was down at the pumpkin patch with them kids, matching Christmas PJs. His mama and friends definitely know. Yeah, they know. And maybe the mama said, I'm not going to go on here and have you, do this, maybe. But I'm just beginning to think that damn people have no integrity, that none of them have integrity. I heard they recruited him from LinkedIn. Jay, are you being funny? Yeah, they was apple picking and at the pumpkin patch and matching Christmas pajamas, watching the Grinch together as a family. That's the family. Now, what I don't know is if they had a relationship or I don't know the logistics. I know there's 3 babies that clearly don't have a father in their life right now because he decided he wanted to go do something else. And you just don't do babies like that. Oh, Lord have mercy. I haven't watched any of his interviews. I don't even want to see his face. His mama was posting the kids on Facebook, Lord. Yeah, maybe she intentionally ain't come on the show because of how he was acting. She asked point blank, did he have contact? And he said, no, they are. And see, and now it's like whatever choice she makes, she's going to be judged for it. Because if she really married this man, is she just going to walk away? To me, it'd be a deal breaker. If I found out he had 3 kids and it lied to me right then, it was a deal breaker. Nope, I don't want it. Take it back. Return to sender. I don't want any parts of this. I don't want you. I don't want them. I don't want any of it. Like, keep me out of it. Because Ashley is a beautiful girl. Like, she doesn't have to deal with this. And even if she wasn't beautiful, she don't have to deal with this. Baby, they quiet. They was on my last video talking stupid because I was saying Nick D wasn't ready to be a husband because he lived at home and didn't pay no bills. You know. Raggedy. The deception is that's the part. It's the lies. And then continuing to lie, the compound lie. When she said, is there anything else? He should have let it all roll out. Like I said, he should have told her in the pods what it was. That's what should have happened, y'all. Now, I am going to try to get everyone, if they're watching, I know they said they were going to start, but they hadn't even started watching it, Tyra or Kay. Love is Blind. But if they're willing to, I would love to definitely come back and do a panel after the reunion and talk about all of the things, but we'll see. I don't know. Y'all know the schedule will be scheduling. They definitely did have a relationship until he wanted a fresh start. I don't believe him staying in the same house and not smashing regularly or playing house all lovey-dovey for convenience. I agree. Child, Tyler being cast for you know what? And Tremaine, I watched that too. I have my notes, but you guys, and y'all tell me what you think. I'm honestly thinking about, well, I actually did already create a new channel for reality only. So I can kind of separate the content. I can have reality content completely over there. So that would be like all the Love is Blind, Married at First Sight, Love After Lockup, 90 Day Fiance, all the reality stuff I watch, I would cover over there and keep this channel just for like the episodic stuff in movies. You know what I mean? Like my TV shows, series, and movies. But you guys let me know what you think. I already have it. It's called My Sweet Reality. But I just don't know. I don't know what the scope of the work is going to be, but I will be doing maths over there. That'll be the first series that I will start covering on the other channel. And it's probably good just to have a backup channel anyway. The baby mama said they lived together for a period. Yeah, they absolutely lived together for like a year or two, right? Because I had heard somewhere that the two younger babies were accidental. Yeah. But yeah, so that channel would be all reality, My Sweet Reality. It'd be all reality TV stuff. And maybe even like my true crime and documentaries. I just need to see what's going to work best. I don't know. Honey, I was like, maybe all the different content I'm doing over here is confusing the algorithm. But yeah, you guys, that was pretty much it up to this point. You know, we have an episode next week, which is the wedding, and then the final episode is on the 30th, and that is going to be the reunion. So we got 2 more weeks of this foolishness. I will be back each week. I'll probably do what I did this week, which is a recap, and then I'll come live and we can talk about it. Oh Lord, Love After Lockup is it's a mess too. They fighting and doing all the things. But you guys, was there anything else you guys had for Love is Blind? I'm really over it. I'm sad. I just want to see a real love story. I just want to see a real genuine love story with people who love one another, who are there for the right reasons, who want to make it work. That's what I want. Oh yeah, we're covering Teacup regularly. I just finished watching the next 2 episodes. My individual video will be up tomorrow for that, and then our live is Saturday for Teacup. Baby, yeah, I'll be covering Teacup the whole season. I am invested. I'm set for Teacup. Especially after these 2 episodes. I said, oh, they're not going to do us like From. They're going to give us some answers. We're going to get some answers. We already got some answers. And Grotesquerie is tonight, you guys. I'll be dropping my video for that as soon as I get off here. I just have to edit it. It's all done. It'll probably be around 6. I'll drop my Grotesquerie review. And then y'all know at 7:05 Eastern Standard, we go live for Grotesquerie. Agatha All Along. Girl, I stopped watching Agatha. I'm going to catch up. Is it good, Jay? Is it good? They paid my first video Dust on here, so I was like, I ain't gonna invest no time and energy in this. And I was sick of them singing the damn Witches Road. I was like, if y'all don't stop singing that song. I just watched 2. It's getting so good now. Yes, Teacup is thebomb.com. And I told y'all that was a black man. Just saying. Critical. Why they keep saying that? You're becoming a horror girl. And don't forget, you guys, members only watch along. This Saturday, we are watching Hocus Pocus. It's my week, so I will be hosting. Make sure you have all of your snacks, your drinks, your mocktails, your cocktails, your popcorn, whatever you want, because this is going to be all of the nostalgic vibes this Saturday. Thank you, Tony. See you later for Grotesquerie, y'all. We finna cut up because actually, you guys, I enjoyed this episode of Grotesquerie. Have I been bitten by the Ryan Murphy bug? I don't know, but this episode was the best episode so far for me of this series. But yeah, y'all, thank y'all for being here. We got up to like 30 people today. 30-some people in the building. What? But yeah, I will see y'all for Grotesquerie. Drop in the comments. Let me know what you think. And what do you think of just the Strictly Reality show, reality review channel? Let me know what you guys think of that. And I will see y'all tonight. Thanks so much for being here. See y'all in a few minutes, really. It'll feel like a couple minutes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Just give me my money. Just give me my money. Just give me my money.
But I might got my own money, but I'm sick of taking care of my damn self. I need a real man to step on the line and take a down. And they always come up with the things I would do for you if we was together trying to sweet talk me. Do it now! What's wrong with the bill? Next, not later. So it's the money. And then we could discuss an arrangement in a potential relationship between you and
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I knew that. Thank you. Thank you.
money.
Thank